Welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. We back in the house. Been a while. All right, been a minute, but we back now. All right, go ahead. Right now, we're going to go ahead and do the video all at once. All right, the recap of minicamp all at once. All right, we're not going to do 3 parts. All right, I said 3 parts, inside joke. 3 parts, we're not going to do 3 parts, all right? We ain't going to just cover them separately. We're going to do them all in one video. That's why I felt like doing is mini camp, glorified 2-hand touch. Anybody got time for that? Anybody got time for that? All right, anyway. All right, if you know, you know. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I got some stuff I'm going to talk about on the end cook of this video. We'll get to it. All right, but sorry, before I start, okay, real quick, want to go ahead and send my condolences, all right, as part of the Dolphins family to Mr. Tuanon himself, his family, not necessarily him at this point, but condolences to his family because he is no longer with us due to a tragic accident. Mr. Eric Carmona, I believe I'm saying that correctly. He has passed away due to a tragic accident. I believe they reside in California. Over $80,000 has been raised on GoFundMe as of now. Tua has given. Tyreek Hill has given. Earlier today, Mike Florio gave after, some controversy with some things that his partner had said. I won't even bring up his name. All right. I'm not going to go in on the man because everybody's got their opinions, right? I'm not one of those type of people where I'm going to just kick you while you're down or just bombard you. Everybody is already dragging him. They could drag him, whatever. For me, I just want to send my condolences to the family, to the Carmona family. Any loss is great. Meaning it's a big deal. All right. When I say great, it's a great deal. It's emotional. It's tragic. We are to mourn with people when they are going through. It's what the Bible says to do. All right. Jesus mourned for Lazarus. So we are to mourn with people and to empathize with people when they're going through. Just want to send prayers up to the family. Once again, if you feel in your heart to donate, please go to their GoFundMe. You should be able to find it on Google at this point. If anything, I might put it in the link below, maybe. But if not, you should be able to find it either on Twitter or on Google. And then you could give whatever you can to help out or, just send some prayers up. All right. That always helps as well. That's just as valuable as money. All right, so just wanted to get that out the way real quick. That gentleman was the creator of Tuanon. All right, he was the man behind Tuanon, the man in the mask. All right, so he is no longer with us, and it's good to see even the likes of Tua. I have something in my eye, so if you see me rubbing, that's what it is. Even Tua was moved enough to give and donate. All right. So it tells you how much of an impact this guy had that even Tua was noticing him. And he did create Tuanon, which is the biggest cult following of Tua. So, of course, something that Tua knew about, and Tua paid his respects by writing a check. So, well, figuratively. So, just wanted to put that out there before we started on anything else because that's very important. Now, as we get into the recap here, right? We're going to try and remember this how it went. All right? I'm going to try my best not to mix up day 1 and day 2. But day 1, I believe, of minicamp was Red Zone Day, if I'm not mistaken. Red Zone Day was not bad. All right? A lot of touchdowns in Red Zone Day, especially the tight ends. They was hitting them tight ends. All right? Tight ends was getting a lot of work in. Not much for the wide receivers. A few touchdowns here and there, but really harped in on the tight ends over the middle of the field. Tua has built over OTAs in general a really good connection with Robbie Chosen. That's what you want to see. He's going to be vying for that third wide receiver spot, wide receiver 3. He's vying for that position. Right now, it looks like it's his to lose. It's not like he's a scrub, all right? He's getting paid scrub money, but this ain't no scrub player. He's just had some things go on in his past that, kind of distracted him for about a season and a half, 2 seasons. So now he's back on track. He's in the city he loves. He's in his hometown. He wanted to play for Miami. He's here now. Somebody else wants to play. Anyway, he's here now. He's doing his thing. Deep balls, they're getting connected on that. They're building their repertoire. They're building their chemistry. I absolutely love what I'm hearing about those two and their connection. All right. Tua, overall, been pretty crisp. Save for a little bit of stuff in day 3, which we'll get to. But overall, over the first 2 weeks, no interceptions. And on that first week, he was hitting touchdown. He was getting his touchdowns in the red zone, and he was zipping balls in. There was one that he zipped in to Smythe, 20-some yards down the field. And they said it was a laser, if I remember correctly. So that's what you want to hear. Mike White, been struggling, all right? Struggled that first game, threw a pick. That first practice, threw a pick, right? Got some touchdowns too, but did throw that pick, did throw that interception. And Skyler has been doing Skyler things, all right? Once again, everybody threw touchdowns in the red zone, so that happened. Offensive line opened up some holes for A-Chain and the likes. Running game looks decent. Defense did also make plays in the secondary, did also make plays in the run game, and also got some pass rush, right? So it's a little bit of give and take, all right? Offensive line does some good things. Defensive line does some good things. Defensive backs do some good things. Wide receivers do some good things. Just a little give and take, right? Where we're not hearing much, and mainly it's because it's 7-on-7s at times, and when you're going full contact, there's no pads, so it's like you can really do much. But we're not really hearing too much about linebackers. And that one really bothers me a little bit, in part because they're not all healthy, but also in part because they're just not that good. All right, so we got to watch that, keep our eye on that, right? We got to make sure that we get the depth we need at linebacker if that's what it calls for, or that these guys step up and make plays if that's what it calls for, because we really, really, really need to have a good linebacker core for this scheme, okay? He always has good linebackers for this scheme. We're going to need good linebackers for this scheme. A heat-seeking missile at middle linebacker that can shed tackles and get to the ball carrier. Now, we do have David Long. What I'm hearing, he is real small and he's already injured, okay? The main reason why Tennessee let him go is what he's showing up, what is rearing its ugly head now, doggone injury, all right? Seems like a soft tissue injury of some sort, nothing serious, but he's not a guy like Ramsey that's been in this doggone defense for a while now that can just be on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the middle linebacker, you need to be in there. All right, let's go ahead and talk about offensive line real quick. Offensive line doing their thing, okay, for the most part, but this is without Connor Williams. Connor Williams has chosen to sit out all 3 of the mini camps. He wants his money, all right? Pay me my money. He wants his bread. He deserves to get his bread. Don't get me wrong. Athletic as heck, really good center, save for some snapping issues, some high snaps, which wasn't as much of an issue in the regular season as it was in doggone training camp. But he's looking at his contract. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. He wants his money. I ain't got no problem with that. But Eichenberg is stepping up. Eichenberg is definitely stepping the heck on up. Now, starting out the OTA, not the OTAs, the mini camp, Tua had the jersey. Okay? Then, if I'm not mistaken, it was Christian Wilkins or Van Ginkel. Christian Wilkins, okay? Christian Wilkins had it for week 2. I said for week 2. For day 2 of minicamp. All right, I'm a little all over the place. Sorry. For day 2 of minicamp. Day 2 of minicamp was really good for the defensive line. They were getting pressure, okay? Offense did some things in the run game. When it came to Tua, Tua had some really nice passes, threw some nice passes to Waddle. Really good day for Ingold. Ingold was just catching check down after check down and making things out of him, right? Caught a nice sideline pass as well. Tua was just crisp. He was finding his check downs and 7-on-7s, and he was taking some stuff across the middle on slants and, normal Tua stuff. Not a bad day for Tua. He did get some pressure in his face by Raekwon Davis, who is coming on of late. That's what you want to hear, right? Phillips is an absolute beast. He's doing well. Defensive line is playing decent. Offensive line was holding their own, opened up multiple holes for the running backs. Granted, there are no pads on, all right? So we're going to really get a good gauge of that, although there's no tackling in training camp, but to the ground. But we'll get a better gauge of if they're really opening up holes or if the defensive line sucks, which I doubt, or the offensive line is just getting better. I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll get a better gauge of that. But they are opening holes, even in minicamp. So that's good to hear, good to see. When it comes to the other 2 quarterbacks on the team, because they're vying for who's going to be QB2. Mike White, better day, all right? Nice passes. But Skylar Thompson threw a beautiful pass to, I don't know if it was Sanders or someone else. I can't remember who the wide receiver was that took that bad boy to the house, all right? Dropped it in over the safety, right in the breadbasket. Beautiful pass going down the sideline. They said it was a touchdown, but they did rule him down at the 20-yard line just to run another play, right? So got the touchdown, but then they brought it back just so they could run one more play, and then he got the next catch as well for a touchdown, all right? So you can call it 1 touchdown, you can call it 2 touchdowns. I don't care what you call it. It was a beautiful play by Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson is doing his thing in doggone training camp, and that's what you want to see. That's what you love to hear about, because Skylar, to me, deserves a chance at being QB2 over Mike White, especially right now. But overall, I wanted him to be QB2 last year. Why not see the further development in him and let him be that same quarterback 2 for us this season if anything happens to Tua, which I'm hoping does not happen. All right, and before we go into the day 3 recap, let me go ahead and say this about Tua. Leave that man alone in his body. Please leave Tua alone. Tua is in really good shape right now. Some of y'all calling him fat, knock it off. Tua's not fat. Tua is in really good shape. By the way, when we get to doggone training camp, we will see, all right, Tua slim down even more because he's going to be out there in the doggone 100 degree weather, doggone sweating every day. So he's going to drop some weight. So he's packing it on right now so he could drop some so that he'll be a little bit bigger than he would have been had he not put the weight on, okay? It's math, all right? You add more weight so that when you lose weight, you still have a little more weight than you would have had, all right? It's pretty simple, guys. Leave that man alone. He got really strong legs, really strong base. He got a little bit of stomach so he can absorb the contact, so he can stay in there for y'all because y'all keep saying he injury prone. All right, so when he go add some weight and he go do jujitsu and he go do stuff like that to appease y'all, y'all can't throw that back in the man's face. All right, because y'all say he fragile and this and that. And he ain't trying to be fragile no more. All right, leave the man alone. Now moving on to day 3. Tua wasn't that good. All right, going from that to that. Right, Tua 2 picks. Now it ain't the end of the world. X is going to get some picks. All right, if he could be the X of old, X going to get some picks. All right, now I think it was against Waddle, possibly on a slant. Rerouted him and jumped the pass. All right. Second one, that was the safety that got that one. And from what I heard and I saw, Tua had pressure in his face. He just chucked it up. And Vernon scooped him up. And that was that. All right. So 2 picks. They did say on the second one, it was from Travis Wingfield, that there's possibly pass interference on that pass. But who knows? All right. It's Travis. Travis tends to, be on the positive side of things. So I'm not calling him a liar now. I love Travis. All right. Travis Wingfield. But I don't know. All right. I wasn't there. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Nobody else said that it was, so I don't know. All right. But other than that, Tua did have some nice intermediate throws and check down city. All right. Now, I don't have no problem with Tua throwing check downs. Some people might, no. I don't have any problem with Tua throwing check downs. All right. Tua didn't throw many check downs last year. So Tua throwing check downs is telling me that, okay, certain things aren't there. Once again, this is a zone-centric scheme on defense. So that means that some of the passes that he was able to make before are going to be closed up. What was his problem against 49ers and against the Chargers? They played zone and they backed the guys up. Well, since they did that, Tua didn't take the underneath stuff, right? They backed the guys up. He had underneath stuff to take. He ain't take it. He forced passes. Now, guess what? We said, Tua, you were forcing passes. You didn't take your checkdowns. Here. You should have took these passes. You didn't take them. He's taking them now. I got no problem with that. If the man is taking his checkdowns because the holes are clogged up, take what they can give you. Take your doggone checkdowns, all right? He's still hitting passes across the middle when they're there. But if he's going to have to take his checkdowns on some, he's going to have to take his checkdowns on some. And Tua needs to really learn how to do that. That's what separates the Herberts, the Burrows, the Mahomes now. All right, Mahomes was the same way, wasn't taking checkdowns before, but now he knows he needs to take them. The Bradys, you take your checkdowns when they're there. All right, so Tua is now learning to do that. I have no problem with that. Other than that, interceptions got to get cleaned up. Mike White, 2 doggone picks, not going to work. Skyler had 1 pick, okay? Seems like Skyler might have had 1 or 2 picks for the training camp. Mike White probably had like 4 or 5, and Tua had 2, okay? So, seems like 2 for each Skyler, Tua, and like 4 or 5 for Mike. Mike, as it would seem, is struggling a little more with the scheme, as he should, because he's newer to the scheme than the other 2 guys. Although he's coming from something relatively similar from the Jets, but not quite the same. All right, so he's struggling. Hopefully he cleans these things up. Hopefully he gets that corrected, because we don't need any pick machine quarterbacks coming in to spell for Tua if need be. Like that. That's not something that we want to see at all. Skyler was not that type of guy. He did throw picks at times, but he wasn't just pick city, right? He wasn't that. He wasn't Fitzpatrick, for example, who's going to throw a pick, right? He wasn't that. So Skyler made some nice plays, made a really nice play again today. Really nice ball. So Skyler's doing his thing. He's elevating his game to the next level. Tua has been consistent for the most part, save for those picks. Run game, did some nice things again today. Defense did some really good things today. All right, defense was dominating in the back end. Corner safeties on all 3 levels, meaning first team, second team, third team, they all were eating. All right, when you get 5 picks in a practice, y'all all are eating. You're in sync. All right, you're doing your doggone thing, and that's what we want to see. Week 2, X got a fumble recovery, forced fumble recovery off Tanner Connor. Week 3, not week 3, week 3. Practice 2, practice 3. Practice 2, he got the fumble. Practice 3 gets the interception. X is getting back to playmaking X. That's what you want to see. All right? He just don't need to be doing that against us. Do that against the doggone other team. But right now it's friendly fire because you're going up against yourself. All right? Now, that's mini camp in a nutshell. Those 3 doggone days. All right? I like what I heard for the most part. Don't like the depth that there is on defense. Fangio pretty much said that he don't like it either. Offensive line is actually looking a little bit better. Eichenberg today had the jersey. Just ran a whole bunch of country music. He's the de facto center right now, and he looks like he wants to keep that job. The other guy, Austin Jackson, balling out so far in the run game, pass game, doing his job. So I don't have no complaints when it comes to offensive line. Yes, I want to see Armstead and Williams back so you have a full offensive line so you can see what you really got in pads. I want to really see that, but we got to wait all the way to the end of July more than likely. So for that, we got to wait. And it's not even like the first and second practice. I think it's like the third or fourth that they can actually put on pads. So we really got to wait. But once that happens, we'll get a better idea of what's going on offense and on defense, especially at linebacker, which I mentioned a little earlier. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about towards the end of this video. Dalvin Cook got released, right? And I've been battling for a while now on what I would really want to do if I was the GM. Because previously I've said, we good at running back. Like, you got Mostert, you got Wilson, you got A-Chain now, you got Myles Gaskin, who I still like, and you have Ahmed. Like, you're really good. You solid. All right? So I'm like, man, we don't really need no Dalvin Cook. Like, Dalvin Cook, he's getting older, and running backs, y'all know how I feel about running backs if you've been here a while. If you haven't been here a while, like, I think you draft a running back in the first round, you ride out the first them 5 years, and go kick rocks with open-toe sandals. Like, I don't really care about keeping running backs past 5 years. Does nothing for me, personally. All right? You move on to the next one. But every now and then you got special guys that come along. Now, what makes Dalvin Cook a little bit different from Mostert, for example? Dalvin Cook is a tougher in between the tackle runner. Not as fast, but has game-breaking speed and vision, okay? And vision. And is shifty and elusive and can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a superstar running back. He's not Mostert. All right, you get him, it puts fear. The linebackers and safeties have to come up because they know if he gets the ball, he can take it the distance, and he's more of a real complete back than Mostert is. So it gives you a dilemma because you got Waddle, Hill, Chosen on the outsides. A-Train, probably in the slot. You got Cook back there. That's a problem, all right? That's a problem. And then you spell him, you put Mostert back there. And then you spell him, you put Wilson back there. You hear where I'm getting at? Might as well go get that man, okay? I didn't think we needed him, but doggone it, we need him. Because it gives you depth. Mostert is injury prone. Cook be having injuries. Wilson be having injuries. All three can't be injured at the same doggone time. So, you know what that means? One of them boys going to be healthy, it gives you the depth that you need at running back. And you still have your choice between Ahmed or Gaskin, which will probably be Ahmed because he catches the ball better out of the backfield. I'm cool with those four. And you got Ingold. I'm really good with that running back stable there. I'm happy with it. Go get that man. He want to come here. I'll put the picture up one of these spots. All right. I'll put the picture up. The man want to come here. He's been as cryptic and as blatant as you could possibly be. He's been both. All right. Cryptic with the picture and then blatant with the doggone video. Like, this is what I did against y'all. Come get me. Go get him. If he wants to come here, make it work. Go get that man. Bring him in. Give him number 4. Sorry, Cater. You go get you another number, bro. I don't know. Put some Roman numerals on your jersey. You know what I'm saying? Put the IV on there for 4. All right, you can have that, but you can't have number 4. You got to get that back to your boy. All right, so we need him on the squad. I'm kidding, but we need him on the team so we can really solidify this offense, make it fully complete now. All right, because you still have HA now, so don't get me wrong, but he doesn't really know this scheme that well. So then now you'll have Mostert and Cook that can break the game open at any point, and they're really good backs. Whereas A-Chain is just getting into the fold. So I really love it. Really want to see him on the team at this point. Go get your boy, all right? Next thing I wanted to mention right before we close this thing out. Been away for a while. Promise you that's not going to be the case for too much longer, all right? I got some videos that have to come out before training camp. One of them being, where does Tua rank in the AFC? Where does he rank in the NFL as a quarterback? Where does this team rank coming up next season? Where does the defense rank coming up this season, and the defensive backs as a whole? Where do they rank in the NFL? Like, there's some things I really want to get done. So those things are going to be done before training camp, and then we'll do a big training camp preview running through who should make the team, who shouldn't make the team, so on and so forth. And then we'll do some predictions somewhere in the middle of training camp, and then the season will start, and then we back in the fold. All right, so I got some stuff coming y'all way. Trust your boy. Stick around. It's going to get good. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. This one's a little long, but if you bared with me to the end, you're a real one. Love y'all like soul food. I am out.